Hi guys, welcome back to Spice Channel TV. Thank you for always coming out here. If you're joining us for the first time, please kindly subscribe and don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Thank you. Pat Utomi lambasts the Senate President Akpabio for mocking poor Nigerians over the "Let the Poor Breathe" sarcastic motion. Well, my country people, this is really interesting. A former Labour Party presidential aspirant, Professor Pat Utomi, has slammed the Senate President Godswill Akpabio and other senators for mocking and laughing at poor Nigerians with a sarcastic "Let the Poor Breathe" motion amid the prevailing economic hardship in the country. The Senate President on Tuesday, while urging the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission and the electricity distribution companies to stop their proposed electricity tariff increment, moved a sarcastic motion that the poor should be allowed to breathe. The prayer is that "let the poor breathe," and Senator Mustapha had seconded the "poor should breathe" motion. Those who are in support of the additional prayer that the poor should be allowed to breathe say aye, and those who are against it say nay, Akpabio had said. And then all the senators said aye. And reacting to this motion, Utomi had expressed his displeasure on his Twitter handle early on Friday that it was traumatizing for lawmakers who are supposed to represent the people, have sympathy for them, to mock poor Nigerians, stressing that to mock the poor is to mock God. So, how will these senators? He lambasted Akpabio, a former Akwa State governor, saying that he knew the level that the Senate president was at before when he was the former Akwa State governor. And then when Obong Victor gave him a helping hand. But then he said it is very, very traumatizing to see that the Senate have resulted in mocking the poor. In a decent society, we should have had resignations by now. But to mock the poor is to mock God. And I know where Godswill Akpabio was before Obong Victor gave him a hand. Better an honest poor than a rich thief politician. Guys, this is a very, very big statement. Come to think of the fact that our own Senate, our senators, the Senate President, Godswill Akpabio, had raised a motion saying "let the poor breathe." And then the House had to put up a vote, those that said aye and those that said nay. And yes, the ayes have it. But then, my country people, should Godswill Akpabio have brought about this in the first place? Should he have brought this up in the first place? Because Nigerians are currently going through a lot. Everybody dey para for this country. Everybody head dey burn. People dey para. Na im Godswill Akpabio come dey talk say, let the poor breathe. Something that Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu had said, a statement that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu made when he said that the poor should breathe. The poor shouldn't be suffocated. And then it became a general saying in this country. But then, my country people, it is very, very, serious, the fact that he used it as a form of moving emotion, which Pat Utomi finds it very, very traumatizing. He did not find this statement funny at all. He will receive disgrace and finally join the Poor People's Club very soon. The moment I watched that video, I completely lost faith in this country. Their actions showed that they deliberately created the condition poor Nigerians find themselves in. And all this insult is because he has the opportunity. That's why he can talk anyhow. He who never knows he will ever come out of a poverty runs mad after his ill-gotten wealth. We should all be ashamed of ourselves for having Akpabio as our Senate President, a man with a questionable character, serving in the legislative premises. But when you have someone of questionable character, this is what you get. It is obvious that the leaders, they don't care about the masses. They are only there for their selfish interests. The rich will continue to be richer, while the poor will continue to be poorer. It is only God that will help us in this country. Finally, Nigeria has become a town hall. Just because he is now the Senate president, well, this country is now a town hall. It is so pathetic, and I don't blame these so-called politicians. Now, their idiotic supporters who defend them at their own detriment, I dey blame. The problem we the youth of this country have is our mentality. Now only God go help us. Our leaders don't even have regard for the people. They are doing this because of the high level they found themselves in, and because Nigerians are very peaceful people. But then, this is enough for him to resign his position as a Senate president if he is living in a Western country. People with feelings shall be obedient, and it shall come to pass. But you see, they are calling themselves rulers from top to bottom. Now only God will help us for this country. Okay, guys, these are reactions from Nigerians. I can tell you that the "let the poor breathe," a statement that has been a very controversial statement. So many people have been talking about it ever since Asiwaju Bola Tinubu made that statement. But the fact that our own senators, who are there to, represent the interest of the people and to speak on their behalf, not mocking them, because at this point, it's so obvious that the Senate, they are mocking the poor. Yes, my country people, they are mocking the poor by them moving a notion and saying, let the poor breathe. Oh no, it is really, really terrible. And Pat Utomi have lambasted the Senate President, Godswill Akpabio, for mocking poor Nigerians who are suffering and struggling on a daily basis, facing this hardship. Meanwhile, themselves, they don't know what the poor masses are going through, yet they go to the Senate and then they raise a motion and say let the poor breathe. Are they aware of the situation that the poor are going through? Are they aware of the condition that the poor are being put through by our very own government? So my country people, this is a very serious issue. But then Pat Utomi have said that it is so traumatizing to see our own Senate president moving a motion saying let the poor breathe. So my country people, it seems that Godswill Akpabio is indirectly mocking the poor. And to mock the poor is to mock God. So guys, what are your thoughts on this? I'm dropping here. Kindly share your thoughts concerning this in the comment section. Thank you. Bye for now.